If you're watching the VOD, you can jump ahead like 9 minutes, and you'll reach the stream. This is just a pre-show, hello, Yeshua. Popcorn's ready. You have popcorn for this? Listen to this chat. Listen to this. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm eating pizza. So an ADAC messaged me earlier and was like, hey, there's an Xbox stream happening. I was like, shit. I just ordered a pizza. I'm not gonna make it. And then I saw that. No, it was like 50 minutes later, and I was like, I can make that. Hey, Bradley. Hey, Silver. Early. That's interesting. Master at nothing. Potato. Give me pizza? No, it's just for me. What kind? It has pepperoni. It has mushrooms. And it has some chili explosion spice I own. Why is my Discord server not muted while I'm streaming? Oh, that's right. Because... damn it. Because, God damn it. Because they had that... shit where I couldn't get any messages. I was always just stuck on streaming mode. That's fine, I'll just close it. Why are we getting double Acer? Oh, because you're watching the stream on Discord. Okay, phew, thank you. Acer, I'm early? I am early. I'm giving you a bit of a pre-show. Isn't this fun? I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm eating nothing. Oh, Hassan, that sucks. I wonder if there's a setting in OBS to give you multiple Acers. I probably can. Elden Ring DLC and Snail Adventure launch date. Carlos, we might get Elden Ring DLC, and I might have some news about Snail. Actually, since we're in the pre-show, I'm currently working out the new HUD. So this is just like a blurry screenshot of the game. I'm like trying to figure out like what kind of HUD do I want. I think it's gonna look something like this. I don't know if the hearts will be tiled like this exactly. Man, am I happy that I'm eating pizza in the pre-show, because only people who care to be here are gonna stick it out. Anybody else would just leave because of the pizza. Looking forward to Avowed. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it, because my understanding is that Obsidian's sort of RPG heavyweights are not involved in it. But we'll see. Because like Obsidian do a good Fallout, but can they do a good Elder Scrolls? Probably. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing more from it, but I'm not super expecting anything I see here to be like, oh my god, this just blew my dick and balls off. Sorry. Hey them. Hello. Isn't it bedtime in Finland? The carrot sword. It's not a sword, it's a carrot. It's just an item. So this is the temporary inventory window. This is the temporary weapon window. Probably should be equally big. But yeah, this is just a carrot. You can use the carrot, you can eat it, or you can give it to the bunny and then the bunny starts chasing you. I'll probably dummy that function out because I'll have to like spawn a bunch of bunnies when you transition in between rooms. Or make the bunny a persistent object if it's following the player. That would actually probably be the easier way to do that. Hold on. Hold the frick on, man. Sorted other stuff. I'm just adding to my notes now. I'm such a genius. Just in the middle of live streaming, I solve a problem in programming. How have I been impacted by the volcano? So, one of the boys had to take a day off from work. So I had to basically get a phone call, and he was like, hey, I can't make it today. And I was like, okay, understandable, there's a volcano. And a couple of people have been sending me photos of it, just from the news. Other than that, it might just as well not have happened. Why must I break your fantasies of a powerful carrot sword? Because a carrot sword is a stupid idea. It's a stupid idea. 21:56 p.m. in Finland. Oh, well, I guess you could be awake by then. Does the carrot do piercing or slashing damage? I don't know. What kind of damage would a carrot do? Probably like... Yeah, I don't know. Who needs the Xbox here? We want to see the bunny. You want to see the bunny? I don't care, bunny. Last time, I was cool and decided to show you guys something. It nearly crashed the entire stream. But this time surely that won't happen again. Bunny! Oh, and here's the bunny meat item. That's actually not in the game anymore. That's just a leftover from something else. It's something old. But yeah, there's the bunny. He's probably running a bit too fast. And yeah, he looks like an ugly blob, but like it's zoomed out. It's like a 320 by 240 GUI. So it's gonna look fine. It's gonna look fine. Bunny VTuber Acer? Nah. I got too old. I'm sorry. If I'd started streaming like 8 years ago, I could have done this, okay? But I'm too old now. I'm too old to get into that. You forgot to make tea. Typical. Typical Finnish behavior. Last of Us 2, Bunny? Isn't that game highly controversial? Seems I might need to watch this, and I've not watched one of your streams yet, despite watching your channel for years. Hello. Hey, Retsa Hydra. Welcome. Welcome. My streams are famous for their professionalism, so... My cats eat bunny every day. Based. How old am I? 50? No. I'm not even 30, man. Come on. Need an anime girl impression. Uwu. There you go. Back with tea. I'm also drinking coffee. That's the sort of horrible wet slurping noises you're hearing. 4 unique games. So yeah, it's gonna be Indiana Jones, Avowed, probably like a Halo or some crap like that, and something else. How's the audio? Can you guys hear me? As long as we don't have to hear you go pee again. You might. Oh, Senua's Sacrifice. And, what the hell? Some Chinese game. Oh. Start with Avowed.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the Living Lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the Living Lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world.
Probably.
And when it comes to encounters, our combat
they want this thing to sell, don't they?
Moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG.
My bro is just
here to talk
dual-wielding
little
pissy wands.
Gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities.
Most of the people who worked at
powerful melee attacks,
Fallout have left
blocks,
Obsidian, yeah.
Parries,
but I mean, Fergus Urquhart is still there.
Attacks.
And this is a bit blasphemous to say, maybe, but
to approach combat with a
I genuinely believe that
and
50% of a studio, if not more, oftentimes is just like the dynamic power of the
tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on
CEO or of like the manager
in an intentional and controlled manner.
I think that if you have a great leader in charge, he can just bring the majesty out of anybody. So you don't need Chris Avalon, you don't need Joss Sawyer.
And others, you must make sure you prioritize.
And I don't know, is Fergus Urquhart that guy? I guess we'll see.
To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield, and
this guy has a good head shape.
Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Okay,
players will have ample
this seems like a much more
interesting
way of doing this than Skyrim.
The Living Lands, as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some
seems like
quests
they
in Avowed will
actually
have you make
tested out how
decisions with profound
interesting it would be to use these different
like this side quest you may encounter in
loadouts and different
the third region
pairing of weapons and such. I got 2 pizza slices left,
as
and then
exploring, you come across the
all these
bodies
disgusting
of these fallen
sounds will stop,
soldiers.
I promise.
And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone,
where's Indiana Jones? He's later, man!
Manu, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's.
Okay. Not a fan of the voiced NPCs, but
making
whatever.
the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
Okay.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and
damn Zorips.
It was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid?
What's
that I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait.
I actually like that. There was like a little blip that came up there that said he was angry.
What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they They should have never have camped in the cave.
That's
I'll
very
take the badges.
complicated morality we're
Going back to
dealing with here.
Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either
Damn.
way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen
This
and
art
the team
direction isn't
have
doing
worked
it for
to
me.
create a unique,
Let's
colorful,
let the art
and
director
dynamic
speak for
visual
himself
style.
before we crucify
From
the guy, huh?
outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration
got a good look,
in
this guy.
wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver
Caelid.
complex emotional experiences for
I
our
love how
players.
Elden Ring did Caelid, and then
The Living Lands is
every
a
game did
continent of
Caelid,
untamed
but Elden Ring
valleys
was there
with
first.
widely varied biomes.
So whenever
From
you see it again,
luxuriant
you're like,
forests
ah,
to volcanic
Elder
wastes.
Scroll,
And
Elden
each
Ring.
of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes.
But yeah, this
All of
does
the
seem very
regions
sort
have
of
a lot
Unreal
special
5
things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my
generic
heart for
sort of
Shatterscarp.
shaders and
As you're wandering
Who sits
the
and
wastes of
what's
Shatterscarp, you
I
might
don't know if
notice
it runs
off
on
in the
Unreal 5.
distance
It just
a
looks sort of,
vibrant jewel of color.
like I couldn't tell
By
you
transitioning
from this screenshot
destitute,
what game this would
muted
be.
tones of a wasteland
Yeah.
of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
Oh.
We hope you've enjoyed this
Already
look at
better
Avowed.
expressions than
We're
the
thrilled to
Bethesda
share more
NPCs.
about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Okay. 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 I mean, I don't know. It could be good. It's not inherently bad just because I haven't been super impressed by it yet. Come on. Developed on Unreal 4 and then probably ported to Unreal 5. Oof. Deep moral choices, bro. At the end of the year, this game is gonna cost like $20. Hate being negative, but it looks soulless. Maybe the story's good. Yeah, like
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja
It-
Theory
it
in
definitely
Cambridge, UK.
doesn't-
We're now in the final
I
months of
don't know
development
what
on
the
Senua
hell this
Saga
game
and
is,
Hellblade
and
2.
it's not
The
like,
team is
oh, what an
working hard to bring
enticing
you an
mystery. They
unforgettable
said the
journey
word secret
into
many
Senua's
times. I'm like,
unique world
what is
and her
this?
battle for
Like,
survival,
tell me what
where we
this
have
is.
once
Tell me
again
what the
combined
story
high
is.
fidelity
And like,
immersive
try
presentation
to hook
with a
me. Don't show
shorter,
me
narrative-led
first-person
experience
combat.
that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
You see how strong you are. You see how the pitiless world stamps you down.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But much of
Whoa!
her quest has
That's
changed.
me!
Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are
She
still her
reminds me
constant
of,
companions, she
Ella
encounters
Frey,
new people along the way. Some of
Ashley
which will value
in
her unique
Resident Evil
perspective,
4 remake.
and others who
Probably
will
just
reject
because
it.
he has that Dutch accent.
Little
though.
by little, this settlement
They're coming for me.
became
It's
my
true.
tribe.
In the
Iceland
game,
mentioned.
Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the
Okay.
story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent
Droiga.
threat that has swept through the settlements
So-
that she'll discover.
Draugr?
Senua will
Draugr?
make new enemies.
It just means ghost.
And also new allies.
It's the old
who will
Norse
come
word
to
for
see her
ghost.
unique
These are
perspective
not
as a
like
beacon of
special
hope.
magic zombies.
And
They're
she'll
just
discover
ghosts.
along with us how this.
I hate this stuff in
viewpoint can have its
Skyrim. I hate it
advantages.
whenever these guys do it, where they're like, "Wow, this is a different thing." It's like, no, it's not. Just a ghost. If you want a different thing, talk about
Senua
like the
is a
hidden
Celtic
people or
warrior
something.
who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To
I'm
bring
gonna go on a
Senua's
rant
perspective
mode.
of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments.
What a
seeking
great
answers
sales
from
trope.
patterns and signs.
You want
that
to know
Senua
what it's
sees
like
in
to
her
be
own unique
have
way,
psychosis?
and battling
No,
through
I don't.
encounters with
It sounds
enemies that will
awful.
push Senua to her limits.
I feel bad for anybody who has to deal with this. And I know it's like, you know, it's an interesting story and whatever, but it's like, that is like a
On
sales
Saga,
pitch. It's
we've
just
taken
interesting.
everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new
Crossover
combat
Ashes.
for the sequel.
Damn right, DJ.
One of our key
Here's the
goals
final
was
pizza
the
I'm
ability
looking by the
to
way.
actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey.
Ah,
We
pizza
want the
done.
player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua
I
better
feel
than
like
anyone, better than
that's
I
the
do.
directive
Her
given to
instincts
every
are
combat
amazing,
design
and
in
she
every
really
game, basically.
doesn't need much
I
help
feel like
from
I've
me.
seen Naughty
On
Dog
stage,
say
our
the
main
same
focus
thing.
is
I feel like I've
storytelling.
seen
So I get
Santa
to
Monica
watch
say the
the
same
actors and
thing.
see all the beautiful
Am I
expressions
wrong?
on their faces, and then I have to wait a little while,
Keeps
and then I get
buffering.
to see that all again in game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a
Chat
great
seems to think that's your
experience,
issue.
Great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible.
Oh, blah, blah,
And you see
blah,
a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
blah. Looks empty. Yeah. It is empty. Iceland is one of the least densely packed nations in the world, but we are more densely packed than Australia somehow.
These voices come to life.
Chat, do you know which is the least densely packed nation in the world? The answer might surprise you.
As we focus
It's
in
Greenland,
immersion,
because they have like
binaural
50,000
audio
people who
is
live there.
perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural.
Antarctica.
So
Nobody
everything
lives in
is
Antarctica,
spatialized
Northern Burger,
around you, and it's a
except
very
those
beautiful experience.
science nerds. I think it's
Music
Greenland.
is a
at
strange
least.
language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions.
You have to watch this in
fast and
144p.
deep.
Oh, that
It's not
sucks.
only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know
Where's
it's
the
Hellblade.
ice?
On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal
Yeah,
privilege.
aka we
because
went
I
on
really admire
vacation
them.
in Iceland.
We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game
So,
and
this-
elevates it to something really
This is
special.
bullshit.
We are also
Just
working
like
with
this
heavy
sort
metal
of
singer, throat singers,
dancing
and
around the
very
fire,
tourists.
pagan
They sound so
Vikingism.
beautiful,
This
and
is complete
we add that
bullshit.
binaural
This
kinds
is
of music.
completely
So
ahistoric.
This all creates a very immersive and a
But
very
it looks
special and
cool.
unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art. With
They weren't these
game-changing
tribes
tech.
that lived
And
in the
that's our aim in
caves and
Senua
danced
Saga.
around the bonfire. They were
Hellblade
mostly
2 is to not
farmers and
only
like
see where
fishermen.
Senua goes next, but to deliver something really
It bugs me whenever I
meaningful
see this. When I
for
see
our
this in
players.
like a
My
Valhalla
hope
or
is that they will really
in
connect
this,
to
it's just like
Senua as a character,
because they
and even if
emphasize, yeah, we
can't
took
really
real
relate
care
to
to
what
really
she's
bring
going
out
through,
the
maybe they
real
know someone
history,
that
and it's like,
relates
no,
to
you
that
didn't.
character, and
No,
they
you
can
didn't.
then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to.
There are no pagan dancers in Iceland. Iceland hasn't had like. Okay, so first of all, it takes place in 10th century Iceland. Iceland became a Christian nation in the year 1000.
We are creating this character that grows.
So what are you talking about here?
And grows and keep growing and keep changing.
I guess like that's the year 900 something. But still, it's like, you know, the church was pretty like ramping up its activities here. It's like
are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade.
Don't tell me you're doing this whole realistic song and dance number when I literally I went to school and I know this stuff is wrong.
From our combat gameplay through to
the
our
only one
action set
who
pieces,
hates
from our
Ninja Theory
cinematic
for other
scenes
M.
to our puzzle
Still?
design, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
We disregard all history and just made up a bunch of cool shit. Yeah, like Viking is really just an aesthetic. I've never been impressed by a game's sort of attention to Nordic culture, because it always is like, okay, this is just an aesthetic. You didn't actually research it. You didn't actually read what the poets and who's its and what's its were all talking about. Whatever. Rant over. This is gonna be short. What the hell, man? Oh, Square Enix! They're gonna show me clout. Show me clout, baby. Mana? Surprise game. I thought Square was very like
Greetings,
Sony friendly.
Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を
He gave up.
ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけ
He
て
just like, yeah, I'll
大
just
変
speak
光栄です
Japanese now.
コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作
New Square Enix
聖剣伝説シリー
leadership.
ズは
Oh.
1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに個性豊かなキャラクターたち
They decided after Final Fantasy 16 sold like shit to also give Xbox players
武器の
stuff.
特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され長らく愛されてきました。本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるためこれまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを
Oh, you have no idea what he's saying because it's blurry. He's just like talking wank about how we really love this series and them has to give Acer a lot of money. He said that. Crazy.
シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
You guys noticed how like every game has just sort of become the same game, you know?
聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖
His
剣
name
伝
is
説ビ
Ishii?
ジョン
That's
ズ・オブ・
pretty
マナの
cool.
内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスタ
He
ー
also
たち
gave
は
up.
私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・
If
マ
I
ナ
didn't
に
know any
落とし
better,
込
I
ん
would
だ
have thought this was a
デ
Dragon
ザイン
Quest.
方向性から
Is that a
モデルのファン
is
タジーイメー
that
ジまでを
is that a
監修
dunk?
する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。
Koichi Ishii is a cool man. He's cool. He's cool.
聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に
That was
生き
kind
生
of a
きと動い
sus,
てこれまで自分が携わった作品では
sus lips.
それら
Sus
をどうや
lips.
って当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわ
I
っ
don't know.
て
This is all
作って
like
きま
pretty
した。
cute aesthetics.
最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分を
Look at his
し
cool
っかり
guy hair.
と表現できているのでバトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで
Colors are off.
聖剣伝説シリー
Strong
ズ
look
には
better.
空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてく
Yeah,
れ
they
る
have
頼
that
もしい仲間
Sailor
たちがい
Moon
ました
Red
が
or that
今
Dragon
作には
Ball
広大なフィ
Blue
ー
or
ルド探
Green
検
or
に欠か
whatever.
せない新たな仲間が登場します。
Ah,
陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックル
I can't believe I
ピッ
just
クルも
hold down
石
on
井
the
さんが
pizza
新
like
た
that. I
に
should
考
have
案してくださ
savored
ってい
it.
ます。
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては 今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上で、ヨークシャテリアの毛並み。
You know, his hair and his jacket kind of make him look like a mafioso.
子供といった具体的なイメー
But
ジ
then he's just like a really sort of friendly looking, like bureaucrat or something.
デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらえ
The
ながら
main character is Kawaii Girl.
丸まった時
Yakuza
のイメー
boss
ジや
vibes.
ゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピック
I don't know
が
if
誕
she's
生しました。
kawaii. She's just like anime.
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな
Brother's
楽
just like
曲が生まれま
rocking
し
the
た。
bowl cut. Really cool.
BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。
The main guy is a guy,
新たな
so
試みとしてフィールドの探索から
trying to
バト
muscle
ル
in
まで
on
を
that
シームレスに体験できる
androgynous.
今作で
That's another thing. Like they all became super androgynous when Link became like super androgynous in Breath of the Wild.
探索中の BGM がバトル
I
に
have
入
to
った
be
瞬
your
間
eyes.
アレンジが切り替わる
It's
様を
like a
実際
guy
に聞いてみ
looking
まし
at
ょ
a
う。
screen. Guy running. He's beating up little Ewoks. He shot him. Keeps beating them up.
今作は
Attack
アクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
Color balancing was done by AI. Can't tell me
空中で
otherwise.
のアクション
Oh,
が
that's
バトルの鍵
right.
となっており、
That's right. Square Enix, they were like, oh, we're gonna integrate AI into our game. Right after their plan to integrate NFTs into their games was quietly sort of shelved.
聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、
They're like, Square Enix is like, man, you know, if they're not mad at us for one thing, they're mad at us for another thing.
精霊によっては様々な特
I
徴
like
の
this
違い
anime.
が
I
あり
think
ま
this
す
is a
の
cool
で、
design.
その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で
Cat
爽快なバトルを楽しんでいた
Japan
だ
is
きます。
pushing hard for AI. You look.
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのです。
Yeah, probably.
聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれています
This is
の
Square
で、
Enix goes in the
ぜひ
trash
発
bin.
売日を楽しみに待っていてく
I
だ
mean,
さい。
this isn't super exciting to me. I'm not a Secret of Mana guy. I think I would like some of the earlier ones
聖剣伝
probably,
説シリー
but
ズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作。
this feels like it's here because Phil Spencer wrote them like a $5 million check to bring the game over because Xbox really wants to put their foot into Asia. And Japan, they just don't want Xboxes. Japan, the country that's pushing hard for AI and still using fax machines. Okay, Oxide. What is this? Oh wait, is that maybe Mongolia? No. Too much water. What is this?
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013
Mark
with
Meyer.
decades of personal experience
He's the
building
younger
some
brother
of the
of
most
Mike
beloved
Myers.
strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Our History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
This is the Civ
For
game
example,
that looked
we
interesting.
have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and
oh god, what fresh hell.
Expand the game and make it really good.
Don't
Dan.
keep that in.
That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We
now I'm just gonna look at the game and connect it to unprofessionalism. Yeah, it's because of that Mongol princess-looking girl that I thought for a moment this was a Mongolian game.
The end result is Ara,
but
the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule.
Get back to your basement, peasant.
The most prestigious nation on the planet.
Imperialism sim
we knew
great.
we needed deep systems with outcomes that
Can I play as Rome?
And give players
Can I
the
be
power
Rome?
to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices.
Please do not criticize
while still
Dan.
having agency over their playstyle.
I have no.
We also wanted to explore
why is
more
Dan
different
protected,
parts
man?
of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And not.
Finally, we knew that for
It's
players
gonna
to
be an
feel the
interesting
impact of
perspective.
their decisions,
It's not
they
gonna be
needed to
ours.
See their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu.
He has the same haircut as
Koichi
Ishii,
is what we call
our friend
the living
from
world.
Legends
it's
of
a
Mana.
procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands
This
of
is
citizens
probably
living
Game
their
Pass
lives
day
and
one
reacting to the
because it's
changes.
more of a PC
We
crowd
want
game.
players to feel like they're truly occupying
I can see
the world,
that. I can see
leading their
that.
people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule
see
how
that.
you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies
Feels like the reading
this
from a
than
script
the
that was
prestige
generated by
system.
ChatGPT.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to
I was
decide
gonna
what kind of
knock
leader
the guy
they
for
want.
his hair, but
Do they want to pursue great works of art?
do we want to chew people out for their
Military might.
haircuts? I feel like we've
Scientific
done a bit of that
advancement.
today.
The choice is theirs. In Ara, there are
No, this is
set
gonna
victory
be about have
Players
about
get to
4,000
decide
expansion
what is
packs
most
that all
important to
cost
them
$50.
and focus
Yeah,
and
that's
prioritize
true.
on
That
those
could also
goals
be the
while
case.
still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are
Okay,
our collection
so
of
your audio
incredible
isn't
monuments
synced.
and
What's that
architectural
about?
achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build.
What is
but worth
this?
it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities
Xbox,
to the nation that constructs
Microsoft is $1 trillion
Another
company.
aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally
I think the audio
getting
sync
to the
just
outcome
knocked
or
out.
reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that
Yeah, look,
exists in
bro,
Ara
like-
compared to other 4X games.
You don't have the hairline
Crafting
for
plays out in
that
Ara
long
at
of
a
a hair.
national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international
Why Total War
trade
Rome looks
to
better than
improving the
this?
cities'
Because
and
it had
citizens'
Rome.
lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to
This
draft
feels like it's
military
dubbed.
units. The crafting system in Ara encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all
It's
their
not
collective
synced!
decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy
Oh
games
my
have players
God.
alternate taking turns and reacting to their
Microsoft is
opponent's
literally
moves. In Ara,
the most
all players'
valuable
actions
corporation in the
resolve at
world.
same time.
They're almost. I
This
think they're
rewards players'
almost
ability to
clocked.
navigate
They've almost
uncertainty,
clocked the $3
to predict
trillion
and
mark.
strategically plan for a
What is
variety of
this?
scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical
Let people
strategy
have
game,
long hair?
Once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long
No.
time. With simultaneous
If
turns,
you
players
have
speaking
a
those
bad
times
hairline, you
low,
shouldn't have
you get
long
to keep
hair.
playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods
Sorry.
of downtime where
Them's
you're
the
not
rules.
doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders.
But can I
Leaders
be
are
Rome?
so often seen as military personnel or prominent
Look,
government figures.
I-
but leaders come in so many
Yeah,
different
they come in
forms.
different
They're
different
thought
forms,
leaders,
like
scientific
Julius
and
Caesar,
cultural
like
prodigies,
Gaius
and
Caesar,
many more.
Tiberius Caesar.
Each leader in
Caesar.
Ara has a number of special abilities determined
Gaius
by their
Julius
personality
Caesar,
traits,
like
as well
Nero.
as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play.
Yeah,
and even
yeah,
a few
yeah.
that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Like Justinian? Like, can I be Justinian?
For us at Oxide,
Please.
player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Aura for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical.
I would be
player
such a
feedback.
shitty playtester.
In the
I would
end,
just be
we
like,
believe this
why am I
makes for a
playing
deeper
as
connection between
some
the
Indian
players and the
emperor
game.
from
One of my
like
favorite examples is when we
4,000
first
years
introduced
ago?
the concept of dangerous wildlife.
I want to be Rome.
It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably
Can I
make
play
a
as
change when
Finland?
one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars.
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me.
What, huh?
I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we
What?
can
See,
finally
but
see
like,
the finish
again,
line.
I do like that they're putting the
wait
sort of
for players to get their
developers'
hands on the game
face
later
first.
this
I
year.
really like
But the
that.
launch of Aura is
But
only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider
it's
program
so
after the release
glossy,
date
like
and continue to
Vaseline on
listen
the
to
lens,
players and
PR
support the game
coded.
into the future.
Just kind
On
of
behalf of
blah.
everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today.
Seems like a
We
fun
can't
place to
wait
work,
for you
though.
to play
The lady had
Aura
a hammock.
and to create your own history.
Very cool, very cool. Oh no! Now Indiana Jones comes and just craters the monetization, and then I have to deal with YouTube copyright for the next week. LucasArts gonna kill me. Lucasfilm, please. Please. Oh, I thought it was another secret game. Okay, is it gonna be Nolan North? Because that would be kind of funny.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We
Why doesn't he
are
speak English?
really excited to finally be able to share our work
Jerk.
on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing
guess
as
that's
in
why
you
he
are
he
Indiana
doesn't
Jones.
speak
You will
English.
see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy
Okay,
of
look.
Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story,
Yeah.
what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in.
Alright,
what
so
kind of
audio
arc he
sync
was
seems to
gonna
have been a
have.
me problem.
And as the years went on,
I don't
thought, who
like
would be,
the
best
Botox
studio
Todd Howard
in
has
the
been
world
getting. He's
to
beginning
make
to look
this?
more and more like a
it was my
grandma
friends at
with
Machine
every year.
Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because
No, not
it's,
him.
Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive and just.
No,
that
see, I
excitement
think this is
has
going to be
bled through
interesting.
The whole project.
I
and
know
they've
I'm
just
always
been
the
so
one who's like,
trusting
look,
and
I
supportive
know
of
Todd Howard has
everything
made a
that we
bunch
wanna
of
do
shit
with the game.
games in the last
It's
20
been a long
years.
time. I've been
But,
a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited.
But I think
to
it's going to
show
be
you what
interesting
the
to
team here
see
has been up
what
to.
happens when
Let's take our first
he
look
has his
at the new
fingers in a
Indiana
game
Jones
that isn't just a massive open world collectathon.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning.
That's good video game
Instead of
dialogue.
ending up here, that
I like his design, little spindly circular Nazi glasses, but also he has a band-aid on his nose because Jones punched him. Oh no, that looked like shit. That sort of headbutt. Also, I hate Lucasfilm games. Bring back LucasArts. Why is this? Why?
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs.
Somebody's
buried.
Somebody's doing their best sort of Harrison Ford impersonation.
Just waiting.
Let them cook. First person. First person. That is interesting.
can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Okay, I don't like this. Like,
watch me.
It has like a stylish aesthetic, but they're still trying to make them look like the movie characters. I like that.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance.
Copyright. AI doesn't have to catch that.
Through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
Whoa. Sorry. I actually saw a YouTube short, so I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently the Sphinx is older than we thought. It has water running through it.
Okay then.
Or something.
Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I can keep up?
Oh, come on, come on. Oh. Okay, first person, that's interesting to me. Maybe this is just gonna be like Battlefield 1. Where it's just like, yeah, it's kind of a cinematic set PC first person action game.
Fallen angels. Protector of the...
Is that that's not Troy Baker.
The Great Circle.
He kind of has an inflection there that makes me think Troy Baker.
You have any idea how old that was?
Nah, I don't think that's him. Animations look so stiff.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and it would look better if they weren't such familiar faces, I think.
Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and
Or
memories.
if they did like do BioShock or like Dishonored, where you kind of like exaggerate the features a bit more.
For years. He's a brilliant archaeologist. He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in
Look,
Indy's
I wasn't
shoes,
going to say anything,
letting
but
you
that
see
might
and
be the
feel what
worst
he
hair
sees
we've
and feels.
seen all day.
For us at Machine Games, we do that best
Look,
through
what is
first
this?
person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built.
Actually, I do like
We
what they did
believe
with
that
the
being up close
Wolfensteins.
and personal
So
to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
this might actually be pretty solid.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person.
Yeah, this is exactly what I
But we
talked
still
about.
want
When
you to
remember
have
when I
those
was
moments.
ragging on Uncharted and
Seeing
how
his
Uncharted
iconic
combat should have
silhouette
been?
with a hat
This is what I'm
and
talking
a
about.
whip,
Like I
and
said, he should
support
have a
things
grapple
like
hook, just
cutscenes
throw it at
in
enemies to
environmental
disarm them, and then you
traversal.
just fist fight.
We pull the camera
Indy's doing
back
that with
for
his whip.
Third person view.
Oof,
Indiana Jones and the
sluggish.
Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
Well, obviously.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night.
I don't
to
think this
sounds
looks
of a
bad. This
break-in
doesn't look
and
bad.
rushes
This
to
looks
confront
like...
the thief in the
I
college
think the
museum.
animations are a bit stiff.
The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact.
But
sparking
like
Indiana's
machine games, I
curiosity.
think that'll probably be cleaned
Following
up.
the trail,
This is probably
Indiana
not
heads
how
to
the game's gonna
Vatican,
release
hoping to learn
looking.
why this particular relic
So,
was stolen.
you know, this is
and
probably
discovers
gonna be
that
pretty
things
solid.
aren't what they appear.
A solid, fun,
He starts pulling
gamey,
at the strings
gamey
of a mystery, and
triple
it
A.
all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the
Combat
end
looks
may
like it
be.
could be fun in VR. Ooh, yeah, could be.
On next plane to Rome.
Rome!
Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican.
The Aura team wouldn't do it, but Indiana Jones came through, guys.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation.
That's true.
The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Oh my god,
Sure,
I
there
can't
will be
wait to
some
watch
obstacles
Let's
that will
Plays
be
of
more
this
easily
game.
overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience.
What is
of finding
worst
more
Indiana
clever
Jones movie
ways
and
to
why is
solve
it
a
Temple of
problem.
Doom? Temple of
We
Doom
always
is actually
want to
the
be
best
offering more
Indiana Jones
solutions,
movie.
Whether it's trying a different path
You know,
through the environment,
seethe, moan,
to
get
around
angry,
enemies,
but that's just the case.
observing enemy
All the
patrols and
best
using them
Indiana
to your
Jones
advantage.
things came from Temple of Doom.
Or using the
All of
tools
them.
at your
Like
disposal.
literally all of
Like
the
the
best stuff Indiana Jones ever did, that was in that movie.
With action propelling you through your journey.
It's also like the most sort of solidly contained adventure movie Indy ever did. The worst one is Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls is just really boring. It's just like a regular Indiana Jones movie, but older and lazier and less interesting. And Dial of Destiny is just shit, but it has good moments in it. So it's like, do you want like a movie that's a solid 6, or do you want a movie that's a 3 or a 10? I really liked Mads Mikkelsen.
Ways to do that is with the music.
In that one. There's a great sequence where he's like, where they discover the corpse with a watch,
and we're really lucky to have found Gordy
and Fleabag's character's like, wait a minute, time travel works? And Mads Mikkelsen comes in and he's like, yeah, of course it works. Science works. I was like, ooh, that's an interesting guy. I like him.
Take a very
should have had a bigger scar
to things like cinematics.
After the train thing.
Very physical with our production style.
Also, they had Ansel Elgort.
Things like this
young Harrison Ford. He did the mocap for young Indiana Jones in the beginning, and he looks exactly like, he looks really similar to Harrison Ford when Harrison Ford was young, but they still put that ugly rubbery face on him. And then they have him in the background as an extra when Indiana Jones disrupts the poker game. With the
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot
I hate the tone of Temple of Doom. Okay,
she's been tracking a lead
that is
for some
fair.
time,
It is
and
very,
now
very
she's found
dark
an ally
and
in
sort
this
of
determined American professors.
Spiteful kind of. So yeah, I can see that, but that's
to the bottom of this
I think The Last Crusade is the best movie.
Let's see if we can keep
like the best Indiana Jones movie as a movie, but
always love our villains.
As an Indiana Jones movie, I think Temple of Doom is the best
favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss.
It's also the most George Lucas-y one. Like George Lucas loves his kid sidekicks and like his weird indigenous people with their strange rituals. He loves that stuff.
By the passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he
I really
gets
like
under
this
Indy's
character's
skin.
design.
It's captivating.
But like, look, this new guy, he looks much better than Indiana Jones.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
She looks very Swedish.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of
hey
hybrid
guys,
experience.
Do you think I could get a job at Machine Games?
And gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is
They
up to
live
you.
in Sweden.
You may
I live in
choose to
Iceland.
sneak around an enemy
It's
patrol,
like,
or maybe you
yeah, I
just
have to
pick up a
fly across the
shovel and whack
Atlantic
them on
to
the
show up
back
to
of their
work.
head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
Okay,
You can use it
I
as a
like that
traversal tool
because
to make
this is
your way around the environment.
this is a tool or a
can
weapon
use
that
it
we
as a
don't
distraction.
see integrated a lot. Like we've had hook shots and stuff
yes,
like that,
you can
but like
absolutely use it in combat.
just rope and how it feeds into every
Everything
other
you'd
aspect of a
from
game.
Indy's whip. And
That could be
hopefully a
really
little bit
cool.
more. Puzzles are a key feature.
The
in
computer
our game.
graphics in Doom
The
are funny
spirit
as
of
hell.
discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret.
I have faith in Machine
The more
Games.
you look,
Solid
the more you'll
developer,
discover.
solid sort of AAA, like I said, AAA set piece action adventure developer. I love that this is just the Indiana Jones story. Is just he picks up something and then everything falls to shit, and he's like always, it always comes as a surprise to him.
Machine Games is known for creating these roller coaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be
Exclusive.
coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Oh my god, Todd Howard. What a funny skit, what a funny bit. He stole that little idol. But you know what he didn't do? Release a game that worked. Because Starfield was apparently a buggy mess. Who could have thought? I thought he was going to be like, and I'm proud to announce that this is going to be an Xbox exclusive. AI animated, shaded, and lighted. I don't know. You know, just because it looks like shit doesn't mean it's AI. People can also make stuff that looks kind of crap. Elden Ring? No, we're not getting Elden Ring. This is an Xbox showcase. Like, it's about Xbox. They're gonna hype up their own products. Sure. And it doesn't look like we'll be getting, like, a final secret one.
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Did they show anything from Pal World?
Core to
No,
the vision of our
I don't think
is our
so.
philosophy of rule how you want
Elden
to
Ring
rule.
DLC is the friends we made along the way.
Stay happy.
It's true, it's true.
Creating an immersive experience like
Sorry.
Avowed is anchored in the world we built.
This is no, this is Elden Ring. See, that's the Earth tree right there.
Playing as indie, you are Indiana Jones.
My name is Masaru Oyamada. 今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
Perhaps something from Perfect Dark. I don't know, since they have dev trouble. Fable maybe. I think it's done. I think they're just like, I don't think we're gonna get anything more. I would love it if Phil Spencer did one of these showcases and it's just 2 hours long and it's just like, look, yes, we're doing another Banjo-Kazooie. Stop asking us about it. Yes, we're doing another Perfect Dark. Stop asking us about it. Like, and it's just like all these latent franchises. Yes, we're gonna bring them back. Maybe the next Banjo-Kazooie is gonna be made by a team of 5 people. Okay, but that's fine. Banjo-Kazooie does not need to cost $50 million, guys. Banjo-Kazooie can be literally made by just, oh my god, again, I say this and I've said it a million times before. Reach out to an indie studio, just like five people that made a game. It doesn't have to be like a great game or a game that sold super well. Just like, okay, this team made a game, which means they know how to work together, they know how to organize together. Here's the Banjo-Kazooie license. Make Banjo 3E, and do it in the Banjo-Kazooie N64 style. Make it look like this is just a game that we forgot to release, but we always made it, and it's just like been sitting on a hard drive, and that's kind of like the lie they use in the marketing, and it's like a wink wink nuts nuts kind of lie. Like, do that. You don't like, come on, please. That's it. Yeah, that's it. They weren't gonna do they weren't gonna do like a 2-hour thing. That would be insane. That would be ridiculous. Perfect Dark was announced in the Tokyo Game Awards in 2020. Oof. Elden Ring is just my 583rd replay of Skyrim with 7,000 mods. I don't think Skyrim deserves the modding community it has, quite frankly. Straight up developing it for the N64. Well, no, I mean, you make it bigger and you like can add more enemies and you actually use the console, but you just sort of mimic the style. And anybody who thinks that shit don't sell, look at Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight sold pretty well. At this point, I fully expect a Banjo-Kazooie game by Todd Howard. What if the next Banjo-Kazooie is a sequel to Nuts and Bolts? Would you guys like that? 5 pretty decent looking games. Yeah, it's like, this is a fine showcase. Nothing stand out, nothing like amazing, but like, yeah, I'll keep my eye out on that Indiana Jones game. That looked better than I thought it probably would be. Because at the start we saw that sort of Harrison Ford face, and it's like, you definitely didn't get him in there. He didn't sit down for the mocap on that one. And it doesn't seem like the Dial of Destiny team were interested in sharing the mocap they made for that one. So, but once we got some gameplay and once we got more sequences, it looked more and more exciting. The N65. I should play Morrowind again sometime. You should watch my my live stream. I did like a 20-part series of it. I didn't finish it though. Kinda lost interest. Shovel Knight's just 10 years old, Grandpa. That's true. That's true. You know what else is 10 years old? My hype. My hype for video game. I don't know. Bethesda definitely lost most of the goodwill over the years they used to have in Skyrim. It's a wasteland in the recent games like Starfield. Yeah, you know, it's... When you have a lot of goodwill, you can really sort of coast, and the survival pressures to constantly innovate and constantly, like... Steve Jobs had this thing where every product Apple made has to destroy Apple's previous business model. So, like, the iMac and has to destroy the Macintosh, and like the iPad has to destroy the iMac, and like the iPhone should destroy the iPod. It's like constantly building the thing that replaces us, because if we don't do it, somebody else will, and we must never be kept unawares. But then Steve Jobs died, and Apple has just not introduced anything interesting in the last, 13 years since he died. It's just like his business model was constant innovation. But then after he died, they're like, no, we'll just repackage the same shit for the next, decade. And that's fine. You can like coast for a while, but it's kind of like with Bethesda, where they're still coasting. Like the goodwill that made Oblivion and made Skyrim these massive blowout hits was built with Morrowind and the older games they did. And now it's like, well, it's been it's been 13 years since Skyrim, bro. Like at a certain point, either make a really good game or start seeing your sales dither, All shovelware for Game Pass. Perfect Dark Remake has been in development hell. There was apparently something greenlit for Burger King last March, but that's just usual rumors. What's up, BK? That's not Burger King. What is that? Brutal Kinetic. I don't know. He who has drunk of Nile water forever yearns to return to the Nile. What's this guy talking about? Oh, BK's Banjo. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, something was greenlit for Banjo-Kazooie last March. Xbox has owned this license for, 20 years? 25 years? And they've done nothing with it. Like, they own Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know what you might want to do? You might want to get a team together and make a Conker's Bad Fur Day game. And, just low budget, small budgets. Just do not every game needs to make money. It's okay. Some games are just there to build up sort of brand loyalty, and then those people are going to buy more games from you. There's this little company that spent a lot of time making games that frankly didn't sell well, and that frankly weren't really marketable to the general audience. The company's called Nintendo. And Nintendo is basically the most successful gaming company in the world right now. And every single one of their games sells better than everything Sony makes. I think, didn't that shitty Mario Party remake outsell Sony's best-selling game ever or something? It's ridiculous. And that's just because they put the effort in to cultivating a dedicated player base. And these other guys don't do that. And I think it's bad management. I think Phil Spencer I think his heart's in the right place. I just think whether he just doesn't have the power to do it or he just doesn't have the know-how. I think that he's probably a really effective administrator, but he needs to hire Warren Spector. I've talked about this before. He needs to hire some video game developer heavyweight, and he needs to just put that guy to work in all his studios. Just be like, Warren, for this week you're going to this studio, and Warren, here are 100 licenses that we own. do something with every one of them. You're going to travel around the world and you're going to find teams to develop every single one of these. And in 2 years, we'll have 100 games in production, and you'll have like been there in the creative meetings for every last one of them. Just something like that. And by the way, you know, we bought Deus Ex from Square Enix. We just bought the license outright. No, wait, didn't they... Does Square still own that? Didn't they split that company off? I think they did. Anyways, like, we bought it, and if you do this for us, we'll give you the Deus Ex license. And we'll finance a Deus Ex game that you can make if you want it. Quote is from the Egyptian, from Mika Wultari. Interesting. What if you had a sauna from the Nile? Would that be crazy? Sega is outsourcing a bunch of their game IPs to smaller studios. Layouts aside, this needs to happen for all AAA studios with too many IP. Yeah, because one of the biggest problems we have is that, you know, there's just some people are better at being leaders than others. It's a skill you can learn, but it's also just some people have it. And in a studio of 20 people, everybody knows each other. So when it's just like you and your buddies making a game in your garage, like that sort of management structure works. But when these games start making hundreds of millions of dollars, you need to like hire business executives, and there's just so many like middlemen, and none of them actually know what the hell like video game is. And also, like, Neil Druckmann is not capable of organizing 200 people. Whatever talents he has, he doesn't have that talent. And so there's just massive crunching going on at Naughty Dog, and when The Last of Us 2 releases, half of the studio just leaves. They're just like, we're done, we can't work with this lunatic anymore. Same with Ken Levine, you know, Bioshock Infinite, 300 people or something are working on that. He doesn't know how to organize 300 people. So, smaller teams, always better. And yeah, I like the idea that Sega's just throwing their IPs at smaller studios. It helps build up the smaller studios, and it gives these IPs some vitality, because actually putting 300 people on a project doesn't make the project good. I think Square bailed on all their Eidos stuff. Yeah, I think so. Oh, they sold it off to Embracer. Of course. And then we have the Embracer group, who's like, their business strategy is just buying up a bunch of stuff, closing it down, destroying a bunch of jobs. Step 3 missing. Step 4 profit. I don't know. Seems like a dodgy sort of tax stuff. I don't know. Embracer, more like consumer. Whoa. Who was Embracer Group again? They're those assholes. Complete assholes. But, yeah, Square Enix sold their Western game IPs for more budgets for their NFTs, remember? But yeah, so, chat, you didn't tell me. Where are we at with this? Like, is this hut looking okay? Does this look okay? This looks like a pool ball, so this probably doesn't look okay. But like these hearts, they look fine. Is it okay to have a red stamina bar? Is that okay? Does it have to be green? Now it just... Man, you know... They shouldn't have been allowed to make Zelda, because after they made Zelda, people decided to have standards for how things look. You know? It's a nice color. It is a nice color. It's that sort of desaturated red pink. You need 100 hearts. I have 100 hearts. 100 health. Each heart is 5 units of health. So like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20 hearts, 100 health. And stamina is also 100. These are 100 pixels. Not gonna need 100. Okay, so look at what you're doing here. This is ridiculous. Damn, so it's gonna be like this. This, and I have to put in like what was it, 4 or 6 there. There we go. This is good. And 5 stamina bars. Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy, brother. I love you, brother, but you're crazy. Nice. Yeah, I'll keep cooking with this. I'll figure something interesting out. Anyways, that was the Xbox Developer Direct. Silver approved. More. I think that would be like a really funny mechanic where like you get a health upgrade and you get so many health upgrades that you just can't see your guy anymore. It's just like bloated the screen to such an extent. And it's like how God is too powerful to act in the world of men. You've become too powerful to actually do anything because like you just can't. You can't anymore. 7 out of 10. Too many hearts. Oh. New game plus feature? Probably not. Because like a lot of the progress is just locked behind unlocking items. And if I give you those items again in a new game plus cycle, the scripting for the game just sort of breaks. So you might as well just do a new game. The hearts wrapping around the screen once would be pretty funny. Yeah, it would be like one of those fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards where like the stars bend a little bit. Well, but then the hearts go down. Yeah, it's like you start out with 5 hearts. Then you get 6, 7, all up to 20. And if you get another health upgrade, bam! All of these hearts just go away and you're just down to 1 because you've lapped it. I think actually the coding for the Estus flasks works that way in Dark Souls. And like the healing flask in Elden Ring. Like the max is like 12 or 13. But if you force the game to spawn another one and you pick it up, it just resets you. Or maybe it's not the Estus flasks. Maybe it's the upgrades for the Estus flasks where like they keep plussing up, and if they go too high, they just reset. I think so. I've seen it happen in a randomizer once. This is the logic I'm using. It looks very fitting. Thank you. Overflow integrated into gameplay. Yeah. Speaking about Yu-Gi-Oh, how would your ideal Yu-Gi-Oh game look? What would my ideal Yu-Gi-Oh game look like? I'm not a huge stickler for like the visuals. I've streamed some Yu-Gi-Oh games on the channel. I think I streamed them all on the old streaming channel actually. But I don't really care what it looks like. I just care that it's like has a good story and that you don't progress by feeding the characters sandwiches, and like the characters actually have their full pool of cards, and then you can actually sort of build interesting strategies. That's what I care about. But it can look like anything, man. But anyways, I'm gonna go back to HUD design. You guys can all piss off. Actually, I might drop by in the Discord, talk about Indiana Jones some. The link to that should be in the description if you guys want to join. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Was the Xbox 24 Developer Direct all you wished it could be? Did you like the part where I ate the pizza? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.